In 1976, the British band 10cc released the hit single, The Things We Do for Love. They were accused of trying to sound like the Beatles, and with this song it sort of sounds that way, but I digress. It's kind of interesting to think about all the things we actually do for love. Not the kind of silly things mentioned in the song like walking in the rain and the snow when there's nowhere to go. Not a romantic kind of love, but down to earth, practical ways we show our love to others. The things we do for love, as in love your neighbor as yourself. So here's kind of a random partial list that I come up with, things I do for love. I get dressed every day and don't go out in public naked. I obey traffic laws, and that includes using turn signals. I don't litter. I got vaccinated. I don't smoke. I pick up my dog's poop. I pay taxes. I have my sidewalk shoveled in the winter and my grass cut in the summer. You get the idea. One of my weird little secrets is that I sometimes like to watch People's Court. The other day, there was a case of a lady who was suing a guy who had lost control of his car and broke through the fence in her yard. No one was home, so he waited quite a while, and when no one came, he left a note apologizing for the accident and giving his contact information. A long story short, the people took him to court because he didn't get the fence fixed right away, and a couple of dogs came into the yard and killed their chickens. They wanted him even to pay for the cost of replacing the chickens. Well, the judge ordered him to pay for the fence, but not the chickens, as the owners knew the fence was damaged and they should have protected their pets. But the interesting thing is, the judge commended the man for taking responsibility, but also made the comment that things people should do just because it's the right thing to do have now become what makes someone a hero just for doing the right thing. Why do I do all these things for you? And I know you do the same things for me. Because Jesus told us to. Jesus told us to get dressed and not throw trash out the car window. Well, maybe not in those exact words, but he did say pretty much something that covers everything. Each of the three synoptic gospels mentions an occasion when a scholar of the law tests Jesus by asking him, which is the greatest commandment? In Matthew's gospel, Jesus says, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. The second is like it. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. The whole law and the prophets depend on these two commandments. In Luke's version, Jesus continues with the parable of the Good Samaritan. And actually, Jesus is repeating the words from chapter 19 of the book of Leviticus in the Old Testament. You shall love your neighbor as yourself. But then at the Last Supper, Jesus puts a new spin on this law. In John's gospel, Jesus says, I give you a new commandment. Love one another. As I have loved you, so you also should love one another. And just how does Jesus love us? Really, that's quite different from loving others as I love myself. Jesus says I'm supposed to love others as he loves me, as he loves them. That's a whole other story. It's a lot more than the golden rule. We all learned the golden rule when we were little kids. It's the principle of treating others like you want to be treated. And it's a maxim found in most religions and cultures. The idea actually dates back to at least the times of Confucius, back in the 5th century BC. But we might say that Jesus here asks us to keep the diamond rule. Jesus loves us totally as we are, warts, moles, and all. no matter what. He loves us and accepts us just because we are who we are, but mostly because He is love. The day I was baptized, my parents promised that I would be brought up as a faithful follower of Jesus, keeping His commandments. When I was confirmed, I promised that for myself. How am I doing? Am I living up to my promise? Well, I know I have a long way to go to love as Jesus loves me. But I'm trying, and for now, that has to be enough.